Hello everybody. I'd like to start off today by saying that we lost one of our leaders in the Chicken Tong organization, Ma Ming, who I knew for around 30 years. He was a fine man. He loved Master Chi, loved the organization. He was always there to help people. He helped us train when I brought people over back in the 80s to Master Chi's. He was always there to help us at breakfast or if we needed anything. It's a big loss to the martial arts world and the international organization. And in fact, he was picked to be the next president of our organization. So just for a minute today, I want everybody just to think about his family and send good feelings to his family. And that's his martial arts family as well. It's a big, big loss. And thank you very much. Hello everyone. Last week we did a small part of Set Sparring to Set Chin. Today we're going to work on distancing. We worked on timing last time, but the distancing in these forms was probably one of the most important parts of it. We need to, as a system, identify the proper distancing so we can utilize our Wushu Chin grappling techniques. Okay, so let's start. So now we're doing the first move. Thank you very much. We're doing the first move. I'm here. David steps and punches. Now, if he's right here, I would step back and block. And then go to the next move. If you go further back, he steps and punches. I'm going to step forward and do it. So whether you step forward or back with which leg solely depends on the distancing of the person you're fighting. So those guys who are strict must step back with this leg. You must do that. Put the variable of your partner changing the distance on you so that you can step back or forward, and you're now measuring and practicing measuring the attack coming at you. It gives you a whole different frame of reference when it comes to attack. So let's look at it even this way. He's going to jab me, right? Same concept. He's going to jab. He's right here. I don't need to step back because his punch is outside of my shoulder. So his range for his right hand, is going to reach me if he turns right here. So I know I'm safe if I stay right here on the jab, and then when he throws his right, I can see it and I can roll with it, let it come in, and then I can counter. The same thing here. He throws the jab. I'm going to want to step back because he's come closer. In other words, it would have went right here, which would have been a strike. So the distancing, just taking the distancing of about 4 inches, including the fist, not including the fist, the wrist or back, about 4 inches. Including the wrist, you have a lot of foot, is what you have to measure. So to measure that, I measure from here to here. That's where most of our locks and stuff go. But for those who are beginners, should measure this far. So in other words, about 2 inches from the bend in the elbow, right, and right into here. You're going to get a much better understanding of usage. Because here's the thing, if he steps and punches, and I'm right here, I can't do a lot. He pulls it back, which he's going to do. I'm done. It's not going to work. It's not functional. I believe in teaching functional martial arts within the framework of the art itself. So if he punches and I step forward and he starts to pull back now, the pullback helps me make the next move. Simply depending on distancing and timing of the pullback. Because let's face it, guys, I don't know that anybody punches and goes. So you've got to put and leaves it out there hanging. So when we do things like that, we're teaching our students at level 1 Okay, let's look at it and let freeze frame it. But if you stay in freeze frame when you pass black belt, you're stuck. You're not going to grow. You're not going to understand what happened. So I implore you instructors out there, Wushu Chin, look at the variable and the distancing of all your catching forms, and you will see the secret sauce. And I call it distancing and time. That's my secret sauce. So let's look at it. So we're right here. I'm standing here. He makes that punch. I measured it. Boom. When I come right to this position, when I shoot right here, when I start to do this, David turns his. That's why he turns his elbow and his hip. He doesn't. What he does first is turn further from the fulcrum, which would be his hip, to get out of this. Now I can't. Now he's in a strength position. Now when he returns his body, when you turn your hip, and that's the power, and it's going to break my lock position, right? So if I'm right here, and I get this, and I start, he's done. So let's look at this. Let's look at this kind of close. He punches, I'm right here. Now, I start this. As soon as I come right here, David pivots. Now because I'm close, he's now created a strike to my leg, which is going to cause me to come forward, and which will then dissipate my strike. So what I've done by getting too close is allowed David now to collapse me. And when he comes up to his next technique, would simply be a strike to the side of the head, right? And that would be a brachial stun. This is really not that very powerful. Okay, so let's look at this again. We're on this position. I'm standing here. He punches, distancing, timing. I started. Now he feels the pull and he pulls up. Now because I was over in this position, he now pushes this over and creates an opening, and I have to block across and over. Not with my hand, but my elbow, and it blocks like this, and he comes over. So when we're practicing, guys, ladies and gentlemen, when we're practicing these first movements, please look at it with these variables. We're going to discuss the next lesson on how to gauge your range and how to make a flow and an action-reaction out of this particular form. You see, if we just do the same thing over and over again, you're going to expect the same result. But fight is not like that. Fight is totally spontaneous and different. So we have to train our mind like a computer with different inputs so that we use the technique in as many variables as we can. The variable the thing that teaches that is distancing and time. And then comes rhythm if you're in a sparring match or in a long two-man set. Thank y'all for watching today. I appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor. Do a like or respond to it or subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is a traditional channel for Wushu Chin for people who want to experience the great art of Wushu Chin. Thank you very much.